Hey, good afternoon, Portia.
Hi, Don.
So we're going to spend a few moments just talking about what you see in this proposed budget for reunified diocese of Wisconsin, because money is always on people's minds, and particularly as we approach the October convention votes. You've looked at it and other people have looked at the budget, but what stands out in the proposed budget? A couple of things.
Sure. What primarily stands out to me in the proposed budget is that coming together as one diocese is going to allow us to redistribute our funds in a way that's going to let us prioritize mission, ministry, evangelism, and outreach. We'll have obviously less administrative and structural costs coming together, but that doesn't mean that we're actually going to be saving money. Instead, we're going to be redistributing it in a way that will benefit all of us as a whole, as well as in our individual parishes.
Is there one item in the budget that demonstrates this commitment to mission and ministry in our reunified diocese of Wisconsin?
There is in the mission action teams. So through our mission action teams, we'll be able to foster greater connection with one another and learn from each other in specific areas of ministry like formation, evangelism, creation care, things like that.
And, it occurs to me that someone might ask, or I might even ask, in some organizations or other dioceses in the church, the types of things we're describing as mission action teams might just be a collection of grassroots volunteers. What's the advantage of actually funding these?
Funding these will allow us to actually do the work. Each team will have a convener who will get a small stipend so that there is a measure of accountability. And each team will also have a small budget to work with, making it possible to hold events, trainings, or even bring experts in particular mission fields.
So in your role as a parish priest, what do you think is in this budget for your parishioners?
I think one thing that's in there that wasn't there before is the potential for ministry grants from the diocese, but also just greater connection with our fellow Episcopalians across the state. We don't have to live on an island, and reunification allows us to come together. But if we're being honest, joining together financially is a necessary part of that. This is also where the assessment structure is super important, because when we're all giving to our common life together, we're invested in each other in a very different way.
We all know that our home budgets, our church budgets, if we've worked in organizations, budgets are about priorities. What does this proposed budget say the priorities of a reunified diocese would be?
Yeah, budgets are theological documents. They outline where our priorities are. And in a reunified Diocese of Wisconsin, I think we're making mission and discipleship a real priority by making sure that there are funds to help us actually grow as disciples in our local congregations and out in the world. The Catechism tells us that the mission of the church is to restore all people to unity with God and each other in Christ. And I really believe that a reunified Diocese of Wisconsin, united in every way, including financially, is by its very nature participating and prioritizing in the mission of the church.
Well, thanks, Portia.
Thank you, Don.